I are wearing, and then there's the special makeup that you'll see these actors wearing. In Beetlejuice, this was Michael Keaton and his friend who used to have a swelled head, created by V. Neal, Steve Laporte, and Robert Short.
Here's New York, here's Los Angeles.
Coming to America.
Yeah, you're around here someplace. Meet him upstairs on the 5th floor.
We're helping to change Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall into so many different characters. Cuts down on the number of actors you have to employ. Only kidding. Rick Baker.
In Scrooge, the visions that Bill Murray saw were so horrible that he was forced to mend his ways. Visions by Tom Berman and Barry Drybens Berman.
And the Oscar goes to...
Got a minute. And the Oscar goes to V. Neal, Steve Laporte, and Robert Short for Beetlejuice.
A rose is a rose and a nose is a nose, except when it falls under the skilled hands of the makeup artist. Not only roses, but entire faces, bodies, and hands are transformed through the use of molds, prosthetics, wigs, appliances, and most of all, a creative eye and a vivid imagination. The nominees for makeup are Michel Burke and Jean-Pierre Echenne for Cyrano de Bergerac. John Caglione Jr. and Doug Drexler for Dick Tracy. V. Neal and Stan Winston for Edward Scissorhands. And the Oscar goes to John Caglione Jr. and Doug Drexler for Dick Tracy.
God, jeez.
Well, we'd like to thank God. We'd like to thank the members of the Academy. Dick Tracy was a character makeup artist's dream come true.
That's right.
Thank you, Warren Beatty, for taking a chance on two guys from Brooklyn. Milena Canonero, who never let Warren forget that we were out there. Vittorio for his wonderful cinematography. And Dick Silver for his unerring artistic support.
The actors who suffered countless applications of glue and rubber. The talented makeup artists, our wonderful lab crew, thank you. We'd also like to thank Barry Osborne. Thank you, John Landau, our guardian angel, Jeffrey Katzenberg, all the good folks at Disney and Touchstone, Chester Gould and the Gould family, and especially our own families.
Helen.
My wife, Donna, who stood by us through thick and thin. Thank you, incredible.
Thank you. Thank you, Doug. Thank you.
All of the numbers nominated for original song will be performed this year. The first one comes from the film Dick Tracy and was written...
Just a touch.
Here are 3 examples of how makeup artists apply their art, from their original sketches to their final creations.
The nominees are Christina Smith, Monty Westmore, and Greg Canham for Hook.
Michael Mills, Edward French, and Richard Snell for Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country.
Stan Winston and Jeff Dawn for Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Hasta la vista, baby. someone give us a hand with the oven open, please?
The award for Best Achievement in Makeup goes to Stan Winston and Jeff Dawn for Terminator 2. Judgment Day.
We'd like to thank Steve Laporte, Peter Topfall, all the people in my studio, especially John Rosengrant, Shane Mahan, and Richard Landon, who've been with me from the start. The guy who sat in that chair for 4 hours every day and made this all work, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and the brilliant director behind it all, Jim Cameron. Thank you.
And I'd like to give a special thanks to the two men who made this possible for me, made this all happen tonight, Bob and Wes Dawn, the late Bob and Wes Dawn. Wherever you are, guys, this is for you. Thank you very much.
They can even take older people and turn them into utes.
Did you say utes? That's what I thought you said. Here are this year's nominees for makeup.
Thanks to these makeup artists, V. Neal, Ronnie Spector, and Stan Winston, that rare bird, Danny DeVito, is transformed into an even rarer bird, the Penguin, in Batman Returns. Greg Canham, Michelle Burke, and Matthew W. Mungle put their heads together to create the many faces and features of that no-account count, Bram Stoker's Dracula. V. Neal, Greg Canham, and John Blake had a nose for what could turn Jack the actor into Jimmy the Teamster in the movie Hoffa.
Are you done? Is there anything you don't know? And the Oscar for makeup goes to Greg Cannon, Michael Burke, and Matthew Mungle, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Thank you, Academy. Thanks to my crew, Mitch Devane, Larry O'Dean, Glenn Hahn, Stuart Ardingsall, Linda Natero, John Logan, Roland, Todd, Steve, Matt, Mike, Rob, Helen Cohen, Ron Singer, Dr. Greenspan, Dr. Silver. Especially want to thank Chuck Mulvihill, Fred Fuchs, Gary Martin in Columbia, Aiko, Pat Churchill, Jim Hart, Rick Baker, who I started with many years ago for everything, Dick Smith, John Chambers, William Tuttle, and the other legends. And thank you, Gary Oldman, especially for your incredible performance and patience. And for this and the opportunity, thank you, Francis Ford Coppola.